Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. In this video we will discuss about morphological characters of stem, and this is the part 2 in the series of morphology of flowering plant. So let's start the video. So first of all, what is stem? So stem is a portion of primary axis of plant which develops from plumule. When a seed germinate, root rise from radicle, whereas epicotyle and first leaves form the plumule and plumule develops into stem. Stem has node and internodes. From nodes leaves arise and the area between two nodes is known as internodes. So stem always have nodes and internodes on it. Some terms related to stem. So first of all, herbaceous stem. Herbaceous stem is soft and green stem that can easily bend. For example, coriander, you can easily bend the stem. Woody stem, which cannot be easily bent, is called woody stem. Fistular, if the internodes of plants are hollow, then the stem is called fistular and you can easily observe these hollow stems in bamboo. Succulent. Thick and fleshy stem is called succulent, for example, euphorbia. Now the stem modification. So to discuss the stem modification, we have divided this modification into three parts: underground stem modification, subaerial stem modification, and aerial stem modification. And we will discuss these modification one by one. So let's start with underground stem modification. These stems grow underground as the name indicates. They are often thick and swollen with large amount of stored food. The underground stem resemble roots, but these have nodes and internodes on it. Therefore, we cannot call it root. So the types of underground stem modification include rhizome, corm, bulb, and tuber. So what is rhizome? So rhizome is elongated, horizontal, thick, and fleshy underground stem, and it has large amount of stored food, and it has nodes and internodes, and you can easily observe these node and internodes on ginger and turmeric. Corm. It is thick, solid, rounded, condensed underground stem. As compared to rhizome, it is rounded portion, and it has few internode, and it is covered with loose sheeting scale leaves, and you can easily observe corms in gladulus and crocus. Now the bulb. Bulb has reduced short underground stem, and leaves develop on upper surface, and fleshy leaves contain stored food material, and adventitious roots develops from this stem. Example is onion and garlic. Now the tuber. In tuber, lateral branches develops below the ground or at the soil level, and they store food in the tuber. And the common example of tuber is potato, and you can easily observe eyes on the potato, and these eyes develop into bud, and these buds then develops into shoots and new plant develops. So these are useful in vegetative propagation, and in case of dormancy, these store material provides nutrients to the plant. Now the subaerial stem modification. Subaerial stem modification is actually the weak stem that grow horizontally on the ground, and these are meant for vegetative propagation. So the types of some aerial stem modification include runner, stolons, offset, and sucker, and these are very much resemble to one another. So the runner is a slender stem that grow horizontally along the surface of ground and give rise to adventitious roots and aerial branches from nodes. So you can see here that these are the weak stem that grow horizontally on the surface, and when it come in contact with the soil or touch with soil, adventitious roots develops from the nodes, and on the upper side new branches arise, and new plant develops from the parent plant, and the example of runner is grasses. Now the stolon. Stolon is like the runner, but it is much elongated runner. It bends down and enters the soil or touches it, and you can easily observe these weak stems that grow horizontally on the ground, and when it come in contact with the soil or touches the soil, adventitious roots develop, and on the upper side stem develops new plants, and new daughter plants develops from the parent plant, and after that its connection completely cut with the parent plant, and new plants start to develop, and the example of this is jasmine, mint, and strawberry. So these are the daughter plants, and this is the parent plant. From the parent plant, daughter plants arise with the help of stolon. So stolon is a type of vegetative propagation. Now the offset, it is short thick runners like branch. It is like the runner, but it is much thicker than the stolon or runner, and it give rise to adventitious roots into the soil and produce new plant at its tips. You can also observe these are the offset, and the example of offset is water hyacinth, aloe vera, and cacti. The offsets grow in all directions from the main stem of parent plant and give rise to daughter plants. Now the sucker. Sucker are lateral stem near ground level. You can see here the suckers. Sucker grow underground from some distance and after that show up producing new plant. Example of sucker is chrysanthemum and mint. Now the last one is aerial stem modification. So as the name indicate that these grow above the ground or it may be exposed in air. So it includes vegetative bud and floral buds of plants growing in different conditions which perform different function, and function includes climbing, and it also provides protection, support, and some help in photosynthesis, and these are very helpful in vegetative propagation. So the types of aerial stem modification include tendrils, spines or thorns, phylloclad, and cladodes. So now we will discuss one by one all these. So first of one, the tendrils. These are slender thread-like structure. You can see here, this thread-like structure is known as tendrils. These are highly specialized climbing organs. They are found in climbing plant like vines. They twins around and provide support to the plant. An example of tendrils includes melon and cucumbers. Now these spines or thorns, you can easily observe these thorns in roses and cacti, and these are modified leaves and help in protection from herbivores or attack of animals. They prevent the loss of water by transpiration, and these also help in radiating heat from stem during day, and in night it help in condensing water vapors. So the example of spines and thorns, citrus, rose and cacti plant, you can easily observe these spines or thorns. Now the phylloclad and cladode. Phylloclads and cladodes are flattened photosynthetic shoots. These shoots are become photosynthetic and help in photosynthesis, and usually consider the modified branches. Phylloclads are composed of both nodes and internodes. In phylloclads, both node and internodes are present, whereas in cladode, these include long internode only, and they are found in euphorbia. Cladodes are found in euphorbia, whereas phylloclad is found in opuntia. Now in the last we will discuss about the function of stem. So stem provides support to leaves, flowers and fruits. Stem help in conduction of water and dissolved substances. They take water from the roots and supply it to the leaves. Some stems help in storage of food such as tubers and corms, and in some plants stem become photosynthetic and help in photosynthesis or synthesis of food, and some stems are used for vegetative propagation also, and from these identical plants can develop and new clones can be developed that are much like with the parent plant. So vegetative propagation can be done with the help of stem parts. So this was all about morphological characters of stem. So if you like this video, so please like and subscribe this channel. Thanks.